to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Hey, Ron! Here we go.
Lawrence will throw. Rolling, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
Well, you could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your third-grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback, and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Hey.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Lawrence.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's #1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next.
13-7 is the score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play. 2nd and 10.
An inside give to Jones. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Jaguars go on offense 1st down and 10.
Travis Etienne and the Jags offense set to take over again here.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Now Lawrence. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
All right, let's go.
In motion goes the tight end.
Silver.
Here's Lawrence. Thomas has got it. Complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Second down and 3.
Great job. On red. Here we go.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play that time for Jacksonville. 49 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13.
Lawrence.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jaguars continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Now this play was all about the eyes. As he rolled out to his right, he kept one eye downfield and one eye on what was in front of him, and he ended up picking up some pretty good yardage.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 2nd and 16. Looking to throw McCarthy. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
To the air with McCarthy.
Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing is McCarthy. To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Ty Chandler, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Back out is the Jacksonville offense and Trevor Lawrence. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his second of this first half, as he'll try again on first down here.
Take right open. Hey.
Throwing to start the drive. Lawrence. And Thomas has it.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Think right.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
2nd and a couple.
Red on the red.
Again, it's Lawrence.
And one more time, here's Kirk. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
Route.
Thomas, the man in motion left.
Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And that is dropped. Oh, that could have been a near certain 6 points. He was all alone, but he could not look it in. My, oh, my.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Thomas brings it in. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas.
35 yards.
And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now stands at 13. That time a 6-play drive, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Moore, the man in motion. Back to throw now on first down. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well.
Now McCarthy.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. The Jags were treated to a strong first half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started. These two teams have had plenty of extra time to make their final adjustments, but time's just about up. The final half of the NFL season is upon us. So let's get it back out to our Super Bowl broadcast team. Here's Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
Well, if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Completes this to Addison out left.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by Foyesade Oluwakin.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He finds his man complete. That's Chandler. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Hurry, 70.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he's got this to Jefferson.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson,
his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Vikings are back within a score.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, run!
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, 61 yards. And the Jaguars will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Throwing to start the drive.
McCarthy drops this underneath for Chandler.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Second and 3.
Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. To Jefferson on the slant.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and a yard.
The give is to Jones. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he will slide to a hold at the end of that one. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. A give to Jones. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
2nd and 9 now. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. McCarthy looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Chandler. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Ty Chandler, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively, and their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line. Rip, 23. Jack Panther. Bring it. Rocco switch. Rocco switch.
A give to ETN running right.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Red on red. Hey, kill. 11. Silver.
Lawrence will throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Gun. Hey, easy. Route.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th.
He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. So the ball changing hands on the interception. But meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant. And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the 1st down.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. From the 35, here's the 2nd and 8. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Here's a 2nd and 8. To the air with McCarthy. Addison hauls it in.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Here's a give to Jones running left. Gets around him.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 76 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays.
This Super Bowl, it has had it all so far. All tied 4th quarter as it kicks away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this 4th quarter.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
With a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Throwing is McCarthy. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin. He's still on his feet.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Throwing after the interception.
McCarthy, complete. Jefferson the target.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Looking to throw.
McCarthy.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jordan Addison, 70 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Setting up to be a finish for the ages here. All tied in the final minutes of the Super Bowl as the kick is away.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And his kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars down by a field goal, 1:07 remaining. They need at least a field goal to send this Super Bowl to overtime as they come up on first down. Lawrence. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Lawrence. Pass complete, Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Lawrence. This is caught, it's Kirk. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Oh, man, that could wind up being the key play of the ball game right there. Defensively here, you know they've got no timeouts. You've got to keep them away from the sidelines. Here, not only do they get the big yardage, but they get out of bounds as well.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
This is where hustle and urgency come into play. I think you've got to get up there and spike it.
Now 1st and goal.
Red on red. Red. Done. Here we go.
Throwing now, Lawrence. And it's caught. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. And they will take a knee here as time will likely run out on regulation. And we'll go to overtime. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So the Jaguars going to get possession of the football first here in this overtime session as the kick is away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first, game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
A short throw to Ingram. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Tense moments in overtime of a Super Bowl. Remember, a touchdown doesn't yet clinch it as they come up on second down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Well, the defense coming through there, CD, with a big-time play, and they're getting close here to getting off the field and giving their offense a chance to win this ball game.
But partner, no one's cheering louder after that play than their offensive teammates, because they understand how different things would be if instead of going out and needing a touchdown to tie things up, they could run out there with a chance to win the game right there.
8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 41, here's second down at 7.
Hey, Lion. Here we go.
Now Lawrence to throw.
To the right side and complete to Thomas.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. They are into field goal range, but definitely thinking touchdown as they come up first and 10. Now Lawrence.
Throw left side complete. That's Davis. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line. On the move to his left. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Chandler.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Well, here we go. Now it's gut check time. They need to convert here to keep the series and their season alive.
And obviously, this is their biggest snap of the season. And across the line of scrimmage, how about that defense? They feel exactly the same way. And they know they're one stop from celebrating a win themselves.
Going for it, here's McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
62 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Here's McCarthy. Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Well, what a game this has turned out to be here. Second possession of overtime. Obviously, Charles, they need the touchdown. And now looking pretty good here in the red zone.
And in addition, they face a very important decision if they do reach the end zone. Kick the extra point, take the tie, and send this game to sudden death, or go for two and let it come down to one last two-point try.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Chandler is in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
He's got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out there?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for a nose for the end zone. Third time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
And that is caught for the 2 points.
Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
And they have done it. The Minnesota Vikings are the Super Bowl champions, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the land of 10,000 lakes. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
Commissioner Roger Goodell set to hand that Lombardi Trophy to the Minnesota Vikings. They are your Super Bowl 60 champions. So that'll conclude another captivating season of the NFL on EA Sports. So for Charles Davis and all the hardworking men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying good night from Santa Clara.